All right, Tets, what do you got for us tonight?
Kind of piggybacking off of with the Thor movie, because I'm way far behind in the MCU right now. I haven't even seen Ant-Man yet.
Oh wow, you're really far behind
on the timeline. Yeah, although I did see Civil War, so I kind of
Yeah, it's
hopped.
fun.
Part of it is because I don't go see movies in theaters, but
I mean, this one's very removed from what else is going on. If you've seen Civil War, this is basically right after Civil War for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
Wow. But no, I was just gonna say that I think one of the things that's so fun about the Marvel movies is everybody will agree with this statement that when you start seeing some of the more obscure characters that start to pop up, and I think we're kind of at the point now with movies where we are starting to popularize comic book characters that weren't so popular.
I mean, yeah. The Guardians was a really good example.
Yep.
Exactly. Deadpool to a degree as well. I know that's outside of MCU, but so I wanted to ask you guys who your favorite obscure characters are that you would like to see brought more into mainstream attention. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like really, really obscure. It might be some that's kind of familiar to people. Like for me, my favorite is the Justice League Dark splinter group of the Justice League, specifically Zatanna and Swamp Man.
I love Constantine.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah, Swamp Thing.
Constantine's the one everybody likes.
Right. He actually had a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a movie with Keanu Reeves.
No. Well, yeah. It was, but it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, I love that movie.
I like that. I like them, but just because they get to deal with like all the magic stuff and the weird things.
Exactly.
They go on.
And I mean, like Doctor Strange kind of tries to do the same with the MCU, and I guess he does kind of accomplish that.
Well, yeah, he's the main magic guy in the whole Marvel stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like DC, like magic is more. I mean, not really, but kind of. And so, like, like prevalent. It feels like it's more like there.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Or not MCU, but Marvel in general kind of explains away a lot of magic. Like, there's still characters that are definitely magical, and magic's still there. But it feels like they're less prominent than in DC. But I like the fact that because of that, DC has its own splinter group of a team that deals with that. And again, Marvel does as well, but because it's more pervasive in DC, I like that team more, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. What do you got, Mal? What's yours?
I would have used to have said The Runaways, but they've got a show coming out in less than 2 weeks.
What's the show? Is it actually on TV? Like
Hulu.
TV? Okay.
It's a Hulu exclusive.
Is
Hulu?
Really?
Yeah.
That you can now watch on your Nintendo Switch, people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's an update today or something.
The Runaways that are Marvel, aren't they?
Yes, they are Marvel. It is, though they are West Coast Marvel, and the comics actually explain why you don't usually see so many other people, or Marvel people on the West Coast. It is about a group of teen-ish or younger, children, and they find out their parents are evil, and they run away. The show has gotten, decent reviews, I guess. It's definitely going to be like, I don't know, like young adult style show, or like it's kind of a mystery as well, which is interesting. With I guess take it. Think if I haven't. I also love Miss Marvel, the new one, or the newer one, I guess, because the original got upgraded to Captain Marvel, who I guess was sort of obscure, but more obscure. I don't know. Not with probably actual comic readers, but she's getting her movie in a few years, next 19 maybe. But Miss Marvel is an Inhuman, and I love all the Inhuman stuff, though they just got a show, and it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also really love Spider-Gwen.
A lot of people do like Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, I love her because her comic is all like neon colors and stuff. It's very colorful, and I just love the art style. First, she's from Earth 65, I believe, and she's just in her universe. Gwen Stacy gets bit by a spider, and Peter Parker is the lizard, I think, in that one, and then he dies, I think, or something. I can't remember exactly. I'm really behind on all my comics, but I just love the art style of it. I like all the Spider-Verse stuff pretty much. Noir Spider-Man's pretty great. He's from like his Spider universe is like in the 50s, I guess, or whatever, because it's all noir based. And like the magician villain, I cannot remember, Mysterio maybe, is like a stage magician.
Sounds right.
And he has a revolver. He's basically wearing like a big black trench coat with a black and a black baklava or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have quite the hang up that like normal Spider-Man does about killing people. And then Silk is pretty great. She likes Pokemon.
I was expecting you as for some reason I was expecting you to drop Squirrel Girl.
No, I've not read any Squirrel Girl.
I haven't either.
But Silk was bit by the same spider as Peter Parker, and then was locked for like 10 years in some underground bunker. Oh. And she's like fighting some guy, and he's like, "You look like a Pokemon. Is Pokemon still a thing?" Yeah. Yeah, there's later references in the comics about Pokemon. Yeah, it's just pretty great. I like her.
What about you, Meta?
All right, my favorite would have to be, when it comes to the small time guys, the Heckler.
I don't know who the Heckler is.
The Heckler is a superhero is a superhero parody that was published by DC Comics. And he's quite literally a superhero that has no powers beyond quick wit and a daring attitude. He quite literally would utilize his smart aleck comic remarks and the like to defeat his opponents, kind of like the way cartoon character Bugs Bunny did.
Yeah.
And I just enjoy the idea of that there's this superhero going around and all he's doing is heckling you the whole time as you're trying to get your dastardly like deed off the ground here.
What's the bardic ability?
Cutting
Vicious
words,
Yeah.
vicious mockery,
Vicious
or cutting
mockery.
words.
That's
Yes.
it. Yeah,
That's exactly what he is. He's just vicious mockerying you the whole time. The idea of a character who just goes around and stops like crime doing that is hilarious to me.
That is awesome.
DC definitely seems to have some, especially Batman villains too, like just some weird ones.
Yeah,
Like I guess mostly from the old ones, like Condiment Man, and then there's the one I think, yeah, and then there's one guy who just like Clock Master or something like that, who just has like a perfect.
Oh yeah.
He just knows time like to the second, like really
He
well or
showed-
something. I can't remember.
Gotham, I think.
Hmm.
Or no, was it Gotham or Arrow?
I don't know.
There's one.
And
of the
then
two.
Kite Man. Yeah.
Wow.
Kite Man. Who just like has a kite and steals things, or like rides a kite, or like on his back and steals things. They actually, and then one of the newer Batman arcs turned him into a tragic character.
Oh,
It's pretty interesting what they did with him. But yeah, Kite Man.
He's the comic version of
Yeah.
Fan Man.
Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got. I was thinking of going to say Silver Samurai, but that would be too predictable.
Yeah, that would be.
I think the only other character that I feel it isn't actually all that mainstream that I just really enjoy, and I learned about him from I actually found out about him from what was it, Marvel vs. Capcom 3? Is
MODOK?
no, not MODOK. Oh, God, no. Is the Urshigoth, the alien creature?
Oh yeah, the Cthulhu-looking thing.
Yeah, the Cthulhu-looking one. I just really liked him as a character. I was like, what the hell is that? And that kind of gave me introduced me to like all these other creatures in there. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, hands down the Heckler. I just love the idea of this character who's just going around and insulting everything that you're attempting to do. You spend all this time creating a a masterfully evil plan, and then this guy comes around and tells you your waifu is a shit. So
Yeah, he just takes big poopy on you.
he does. That's pretty much he
Big
does.
verbal poopy.
He just verbally browbeats you until eventually you defeat yourself.
Oh my god. Alright.
Your costume looks bad. You should feel bad.
He's a horror. He's got no superpowers. It's the best part. He's just got his colorful
guy
costume.
walking around.
and- yeah,
Oh,
he's
does
got
he
a
actually
colorful
have?
costume.
He has an actual costume.
Yeah, he has an extra costume. Very colorful. Very yellowish. I mean, that's really it. I mean, he like. I don't know what else to say about him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That costume.
Yeah.
He's still the DC Deadpool is what I'm thinking of.
God, it's great.
Well, that would be Slade Wilson, wouldn't it?
Well, not quite.
Yeah.
They actually,
DC Deadpool. I mean,
I do have a story to go.
Not
with this one.
personality-wise.
no, I know.
The heckler, I didn't actually know. I didn't come across anything that told me that the heckler existed. I was actually talking to my buddy, and I was sitting there. I was like, you know, it'd be a really funny character if there was just like a hero or a villain who just heckled like the opposition. That was all they did. They would just like stand across the street and like shout at you, and you can't really arrest them. But by God, are they annoying? And then we decided like, well, maybe this has already been done before. So we decided to hop onto the internets where everything forever is there. And that's how I found the heckler. It was just because the random idea popped into my head. We decided, we talked about it a little bit, and then bam, we should probably see if this has actually been done before. And sure enough, DC had already done it.
One of his enemies is called Cosmic Clown.
Yeah. It's amazing. There is PC Rabid. John Doe, the generic man, is a complete blank slate.
Wow.
God.
All right, I'm gonna go with, and I haven't read any of his comics. I just know like his origin story and who he is and what he looks like, and I think he's really freaking cool, and I want to see something with him. I'm gonna go with Moon Knight.
That was one of mine.
I love Moon Knight.
I love Moon Knight.
I haven't read any of his stuff. He looks
He's like
freaking
an
cool.
insane Batman.
Yes,
Yes.
I have seen him. Isn't
More
he in
insane.
Isn't he in like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance or something? It's
He does stuff with Spider-Man a lot, I think.
Yeah, he's very low level. Like it's 2015 run, I think. It like opens and he's just talking about like because he's in New York, which has a lot of superheroes, and he's just going down the list of like importance of like
Yep.
people like you know with a team like call Fantastic Four for this, you know, Avengers for this, and then he like gets to low level stuff, and he's like even Spider-Man's like B level, and like it's just like, and then it cuts or it's you see two guys like or in cars shooting at each other like gang or a gang guy or whatever. He's like, this is for me, the fun stuff, and then he just you know beats the crap out of him.
Oh, he does show up in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That's where I saw him from.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's he basically has like the Egyptian moon god. He's like his avatar or something like that.
Yep.
And he like wears the god's cape and runs around and beats people up like, and he's kind of like a
Hawkeye
vigilante
makes fun of
guy.
him for being all dressed in white, fighting in the nighttime or whatever. It's basically he just imposes so much fear on the people he fights that they just couldn't even hit the moon. Is like the line as it shows him like
Yeah.
standing over
He's
someone.
the fist of Khonshu.
Yeah, basically spiked brass knuckles.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's cool.
there's a character Taskmaster who can copy any fighting style.
Yep.
And he hates copying Moon Knight's because Moon Knight will just take a punch instead of dodge it. Or, yeah,
So he has to count his style where he just takes the punch.
yeah.
It's like Hawkeye can't show up, so I can just shoot a bow at people. Now I gotta deal with this guy.
Yeah, he has like split personalities. He's pretty great.
Yep, he's got the
He's basically
freaking
insane.
god inside of him, and it makes him kind of batty or whatever a little bit, but not in the
He's
same
got
way.
the
that
moon
Deadpool.
copter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Moon Knight's. I think
What do you guys describe him? The more and more he sounds like White Batman.
Yeah,
It's what he is,
just
basically.
more insane
I think how
and
I,
less like smart. I think basically.
yeah, I don't think he's rich or anything necessarily either. But
No.
no, how I came across him was Max Landis was talking about him on something. It might have been like a podcast or something. He was like, They're like, "What's the superhero you want to see the most get their movie?" And he's like, "Moon Knight." He's like, "I really want to do a Moon Knight movie."
No, it needs to be a Netflix because he could run around with the Defenders.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, he literally does at some point.
Yep. So that's mine. He looks freaking cool. He's got an interesting origin story, and he just beats the crap out of people. So there you go.
Oh my god.
I want to read some of his comics eventually. I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, I've read like his 2015 stuff, but I haven't read anything past that. Oh, there was another. I don't read much Justice League DC stuff, but another. I mean, I don't know. Depending on how you look at it, it's not necessarily obscure because the characters are, Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, but it's Justice League 3000, where it's the year 3000, and they sort of cloned the superheroes of the past, but their personalities are way off. And it's just it's funny, I think, because like you have just
That'd be
Superman being a dick.
Have any of you read Marvel 1776 or whatever?
No.
That's really good. You should.
Is that
read
which one's that?
It's the one where it's like the American Revolution era.
No.
And it's kind of like almost implying that it's basically like them in the past. But you kind of like don't really, you have to like put together who's who and stuff like that. It's really good. But
You know what? I just want to make a shout out here for you, Obs, because you would have liked this. One of the enemies to the Heckler is called Cut and Edge. He never actually appeared in any comic, but he is a crusader for edgy and cynical art.
oh my god.
I feel like I found your villain.
Can I make him on Sonic Forces?
Yes.
And run around with Persona?
What can't you make it for?
You can make some horrifying looking things on there.
God.
Kotaku has an article all about that.
It's great. I love the one with Knuckles. Where
It's just like Knuckles.
It's just really shitty copy of Knuckles.
I should have just not talked about L5R. I should have just went, we're going to go through really bad Sonic Forces characters and have them all pop up on the screen. And that would not make for good listening.
Wow.
God.
So, oh my god. But anyways,